Medical. None of us likes to be sick, even in our own country, but when employees are sick or injured in other parts of the world and have, or even existing health situations that can't be remedied, that can be extremely difficult. A couple of years ago I broke my leg and I was in the hospital in 15 minutes. But if I broke my leg in Central West Africa as a prospector, deep in the jungle, it could be hours, if not a couple of days, to extract me. If the wound became infected, I could die. What are some of the contingencies that people have for emergency response for medical situations?
Well, obviously, have all the inoculations because of all the diseases that you have in these various different countries. That's the first one. Some companies take blood from you and store it while you're away in case they need to send blood out to you in an emergency. You've obviously got to have a look at what the health service is like in that particular country. Do they have hospitals? Maybe visit a hospital. This will be carried out during the threat risk vulnerability assessment before you develop the plan, the contingency plan. Usually countries like Africa, unless you're in real sort of major cities, the chances are that it's not going to be hygienic, you're not going to have the blood, they're not going to be able to take care of the hygiene factors of dealing with any type of injury, whether it's a broken leg or whatever the case may be.
I've heard of some people even carrying their own hypodermic needles with them, just in case.
Yeah, they've done that, and as a lot of mining companies, for instance, they have their blood stored in the local city in sort of like blood bank, so that they can use that if they need it.
Now, in our modern circumstances, we've noticed that infantry soldiers in the Iraq and Afghanistan conflict have a greater survivability rate than in Vietnam because they get plasma into them and they're treated for shock much faster than Vietnam days. Same thing for people in accidents overseas. So some people are talking about having, as you said, their own personal blood stored in plasma and other things like that. What type of contingencies do you know of that companies have done to take care of those kinds of things so they can be very fast response if there's a traumatic accident?
Well, Medevac is the most important thing, and the reasons why soldiers are living longer who are injured on the battlefield now is because the overabundance of helicopters that are fast can fly in and fly back straight away. Some mining companies, oil companies, they do have helicopters, or they have light aircraft, and they have landing strips or LSs somewhere within their area. The most important thing is getting the injured party back to some type of aid station, whether it's a local hospital, whether it's your own company hospital. And most companies operating in sort of isolated locations will have a medical, they'll have a paramedic who will be on staff, they'll have well staffed with all the various different drugs that are required to be able to help.
And the one thing too, in terms of trauma, we noticed in large venues these days the proliferation of those devices to give a shock to the heart, so people are suffering from a heart attack. Even to people that are not even trained, they say it's okay because a person might live versus 100% you're going to die if your heart stops.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different products on the market now. You can carry it, look like a little
defibrillator.
It's a defibrillator, and it's in a little bag like your jump cables that you carry in your car. And you can put it on, and it's an idiot's guide. You put it here, you put this here, a big picture, and everything else. Then you press the red button, and you give the guy a jolt. And if that doesn't work, well, obviously the guy
is going to die anyway.
So at least you tried.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.